Ah, the Ford F-150. I mean, for over 40 years, it hasn't just been a truck, right? It's been the truck. But okay, it's 2026 now. The market is absolutely packed with some fierce competition. So we're diving into a brand new critical review to answer one huge question. Is the king still wearing the crown? Let's get into it.
So here's the game plan. First up, we're going to talk about the F-150's legendary status. You got to know where it came from. Then we'll get into the really good stuff, the case for buying one, and, just as important, the reasons you might want to hesitate. After that, we'll look at the final scorecard from this review, and we'll wrap it all up by helping you figure out, hey, is this truck actually the right fit for you?
All right, first things first. Before we can even really talk about the 2026 model, we kind of have to get a handle on just how massive the F-150 legend really is. I mean, this isn't just a vehicle, you know? For a lot of people, it's a piece of American culture.
Just look at this. For over 40 years, this has been one of America's best-selling vehicles. I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. That kind of dominance, it doesn't happen by accident. Nope. It's built on this rock-solid reputation. People trust this truck to get the job done, generation after generation.
And you know, that incredible legacy brings us right to the core question of this entire review. History is great, for sure. But what about right now? With all these tough new rivals and tech changing, well, everything, is the F-150 still the undisputed king of the road?
Okay, let's really dig into the case for the F-150. What are those core strengths that keep people coming back year after year? Why, in a market that's just jam-packed with options, would you put your hard-earned money on this truck?
Well, this review points to one thing above pretty much everything else: extreme versatility. You have to understand, the F-150 isn't just one truck. It's kind of like a chameleon. It can be a bare-bones workhorse for a construction site or a super plush, leather-lined luxury ride for the family. Seriously, it can be almost anything you need it to be.
And that versatility, it's right there under the hood. I mean, the options are just wild. You want an efficient, modern V6? Yep, got it. You want that classic V8 rumble? Of course. Need a smart hybrid that can actually power your tools? That's the Power Boost. Or hey, you can go all in on the future with the all-electric Lightning. Seriously, there is a flavor for everyone here.
But let's be real for a second. A truck has to do truck stuff, right? And this is where the F-150 still flexes its muscles, big time. This review confirms it. We're talking best-in-class numbers for both towing and payload. So whether you're dragging a massive trailer to a work site or a boat to the lake for the weekend, this truck is absolutely built to handle it.
And you know, it's not all just brute force and muscle. The tech in this thing is genuinely useful. The Sync infotainment system is super slick. The driver assistance features add a nice layer of safety, but the real game changer, it has to be the Pro Power on board. It literally turns your truck into a mobile generator. You can power tools, a whole campsite, you name it. It's just unbelievably clever. Okay, but no vehicle is perfect, right? I mean, let's be honest. This review doesn't pull any punches, so now we have to look at the other side of the coin, the reasons for hesitation, the trade-offs you absolutely need to be thinking about. So the first knock against it? Well, it's age. This truck's core platform actually dates back to 2021. And yeah, Ford has kept it updated, but the review argues that the fundamental design, it's starting to look a little less fresh, especially when you park it next to some of the brand new rivals hitting the showrooms. And that critique continues when you get inside the cab. On the lower-end models, the materials are, well, they're durable for sure, but they feel pretty basic. And when this review puts it up against competitors like the Ram 1500, which has practically made luxury interiors its calling card, the base F-150 just feels a bit outmatched. It's a noticeable difference. And this chart, it really says it all, doesn't it? All that power comes at a cost. and that cost is at the gas pump. The review is crystal clear on this. While the hybrid is pretty efficient, the big V8 and especially the off-road Raptor are thirsty. And that's a real-world cost you're going to feel every single week.
And that brings us to the price tag, which is a massive factor. The review points out that a basic F-150 can look like a pretty good deal, but it warns that the price climbs, and boy, does it climb fast. You start ticking a few option boxes or looking at those top-tier Platinum or Raptor trims, and you're suddenly playing in a whole different and much more expensive league.
So after weighing all those pros and all those cons, the review boils it all down to a final scorecard. This is where we get to see exactly how the F-150 stacks up when you just look at the raw numbers. And here it is. Look, no surprise at all. A perfect 5 stars for performance and capability. It's an absolute beast. And you've got really strong 4-star scores for comfort, tech, and value for money. But then you see it right there at the bottom. Just 3 stars for design and style. That's that aging platform we talked about showing its weakness on the final report card.
Okay, let's bring it all home now with the final verdict. After all of that, what's the bottom line? Is this the right truck for you?
So here it is, the final takeaway from this whole review. The 2026 F-150 is still a phenomenal do-it-all truck. I mean, for raw power, for capability, and for customization, it is absolutely at the top of its game. But, and listen, this is a big but, it's no longer the slam-dunk automatic choice it once was for absolutely everyone out there.
This slide really lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? So this is the truck for you if you absolutely need that towing and hauling power, if you love having endless customization options, or if you need one single vehicle for both the job site and the family. But you should probably think twice if your #1 priority is having the most modern, head-turning design, if you're really trying to prioritize fuel efficiency, or if you're seriously considering some of those true luxury rivals.
Which leads us with this one last question to chew on. Is the 2026 F-150 a workhorse legend still at the height of its power? Or is it a king that's finally feeling the heat from all these new rivals trying to steal the crown? Well, according to this review, the answer is it's a little bit of both. Thanks for joining me for this breakdown.